Hello, welcome to Silent Driving Lessons. Today we are covering responding to emergency vehicles. The emergency vehicles you are most likely to see as a driver belong to the police, fire or ambulance services. They can include marked and unmarked cars, motorcycles and pedal cycles, as well as the specialized service vehicles you will be familiar with. On an emergency call, these vehicles will display flashing blue lights. Other military and civil emergency services may employ vehicles with flashing blue lights, e.g. Coast Guard, RAF, Mountain Rescue, Blood and Human Organ Transport Services and Bomb Disposal Units. Blue light exemptions from regulations. While using blue lights, emergency vehicle drivers are exempt from a number of motoring regulations. This means they can treat a red light as a give way sign, pass the wrong side of a keep left bollard, drive on a motorway hard shoulder, even against the direction of traffic. In addition, police, fire and ambulance services on emergency call may disobey the speed limit. Drivers of emergency vehicles on call are not permitted to ignore a no entry sign, ignore a stop or give way sign, drive the wrong way down a one-way street, ignore flashing signs at level crossings or fire stations, cross a solid white line down the center of the road except as prescribed in the highway code for any driver. This can cause problems for emergency drivers when other road users slow to let them pass where road markings indicate no overtaking. Drivers of emergency vehicles may need to disobey other road signs and regulations and have discretion to use their professional judgment of the circumstances. Highways Agency Traffic Officers, HATO, vehicles with flashing amber lights, doctors on emergency call with green lights are not exempt from motoring regulations. Members of the public giving precedence to emergency vehicles must comply with motoring regulations. Do's and don'ts. Do keep a lookout for emergency vehicles when you are driving or riding. Listen for sirens. Check mirrors frequently. In some circumstances, emergency vehicles may not use sirens. Assess the position, speed and likely path of the emergency vehicle. Give precedence when you can safely do so. Avoid stopping before the brow of a hill, a bend or narrow section of road. Do signal your intentions by indicators and/or brake lights. Don't panic when you see an emergency vehicle behind you. If police wanted to stop your vehicle, they would direct you to pull over to the side by pointing and/or using the left indicator. Don't stop opposite vehicles or other obstructions if such positioning would not allow the emergency vehicle to pass. If your view at a junction is restricted and you hear sirens from an emergency vehicle on the major road, do not try to emerge until it passes or you are sure that the situation has cleared and is safe to proceed. If whilst traveling across a traffic light junction, you become aware of an emergency vehicle approaching from either side, do not brake harshly. This may cause an accident. If you cannot stop by gradual braking, keep traveling across the junction. Check your mirrors. Emergency vehicles must give way to traffic crossing from green lights. Similarly, if you are on a roundabout and see an emergency vehicle approaching, do not brake harshly to allow that vehicle to enter the roundabout. Check your mirrors. There may be a vehicle behind you that is unable to stop. If possible, reduce speed gently without causing danger to yourself or other road users to allow the emergency vehicle to enter the roundabout. If an emergency vehicle is approaching from behind and you are traveling along a double white line system where the line nearer you is solid, maintain a safe speed and do not exceed the limit. The emergency vehicle will hang back from your vehicle and may even turn off some of the emergency equipment. If you see an obvious area to pull off the road, signal your intention to do so. At the end of the white line system or where lines change priority, find a safe plaques to stop or slow down to allow the emergency vehicle to pass. Remember that for safety reasons, an emergency vehicle driver has no more right to cross a solid white line down the center of the road than you. Where traffic is stationary, such as at traffic lights, or are very slow moving on muttly laned roads, the emergency vehicle may straddle the lane markings. Other road users should then move in the appropriate direction to facilitate the progress of the emergency vehicle. Where emergency vehicles are traveling on dual carriageways or motorways, drivers in front should move to their near side lanes. This will allow the emergency vehicle to use the outer lane. When moving into the near side lanes, drivers should signal their intentions and take care not to cut in directly in front of a vehicle already in the lane. Incidents ahead. Listen and look out for incident support vehicles in the distance. Beware that emergency service staff may be working in the carriageway. Police vehicles will use rear-facing flashing red and blue lights, and HATO support vehicles will use rear-facing flashing red and amber lights. Watch out for these signals. Slow down and prepare to stop. Be patient. Obey any directions given by police or traffic officers. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.